Hey friends, and welcome to Salem Field. It's your friend Russell K coming to you live from Salem Field in downtown Buffalo, and it's game number 4 of the series between Charlotte and Buffalo. Charlotte taking the last 2 games, outscoring Buffalo in those games 9-1. And tonight is a very important game for Buffalo. Last night it seemed like nothing went right for Buffalo. They couldn't get the bats going, couldn't get those hits when they really needed them the most. And Charlotte won that game 4-0. And so right now, Buffalo took the opening game. Charlotte has since has come back and won the last 2, and as I just mentioned, outscoring Buffalo in those games 9-1. Weather looks pretty good. The wind is still pretty windy out though. So again, the wind should play another factor. In last night's game, you could see when Charlotte hit the ball, a few of those hits, the wind actually carried those balls a little bit further than normally they would have went if it wasn't for the rain and also for the wind. It did rain yesterday, but we were able to get through the game. And nevertheless, though, Buffalo loses that game 4-0. And so again, today's game, it should be a good game in Buffalo. It's a very important game. You're playing one of the top teams, and right now they're finding out where do they stand against the teams that had them in the division. And right now, Buffalo, as I mentioned, they're down 2-1, and this is a huge game for Buffalo. How can they win the game tonight? Extend the count, the pitch count. Make Charlotte's pitchers pitch more than they really want to. And they have guys on base. Make sure you get a hit. And even if it's a sacrifice in advance to runners, the Buffalo's going to have to do something because right now, the last 2 games, they've not been able to do anything. They scored 1 run. And so they're going to have to extend the count, get some key hits, get some key pitching. When Charlotte has 2 outs, you got to find a way to get that third out, get these guys off the field. You know, their roster is loaded with top prospects from the Chicago White Sox. And so what you have to do is you have to find a way to get these guys off the field. And so we'll see if Buffalo's able to do that today. Again, they're heading to tonight's game, a two-game losing streak. And so we'll see. Pitching for Buffalo today, it's going to be Josh Fleming. So Josh Fleming, he's going to have a big game. He's going to have to try and lower his pitch count as low as he can and use those pitches effectively to get these guys off the field. As I mentioned, Charlotte, they got a loaded field. They got a loaded roster. You got Raku, Nishida, Kyle Teal, Corey Lee, Ryan Galleri, and also Drew Baker. Dustin Harris had a huge game yesterday for Charlotte. He opened up game number 3 with a 2-run homer, and that was enough. Buffalo's not able to overcome that. And then a little bit later on in that game last night, Charlotte did add 2 more runs and close out that game 4-0. And you've got Mario Camilletti. He's a new addition to the lineup for Charlotte. And then also Andy Weber, another guy that's done some damage in these 2 games. In the second game, he hit a 3-run homer, and Buffalo's not able to overcome that one as well. So, again, as I've mentioned, Charlotte has a loaded roster. And you can have to, if you're Buffalo, you want to get these guys off the field, play some great defense, get some good pitching, and see where that's going to take you on the offensive side. I mean, last week against the Syracuse Mets, Buffalo was on fire. I understand the Mets and the Nuts are 2 different teams. Nevertheless, though, Buffalo's going to have to try to recapture that offense and then have to try and get some key hits. When you got guys on the base, you got to find a way to bring them home. And if they can do that this evening, I like their chances of winning this game. For Buffalo, you got Jay Harry. You've got Sean Keys. Sean Keys has been playing some great baseball. Jay Harry just got called up recently. He's been playing some good ball, too. You got Josh Kashovich. You've got C.J. Stubbs. Rafael Antigua always finds a way to get on base. And so hopefully he can find a way tonight to get on the base. You got Javon Ward, another big-time hitter for Buffalo. And then you've got Josh Rivera and Carlos Mendoza. So Buffalo's got the players to compete against these guys. But these guys have to show up. They have to have a big game tonight to even this series. If Buffalo can have a big game tonight, they can win this game and even this series at 2 games apiece. If they can do that, they head into tomorrow's game with a chance to take the lead in the series, and Sunday had an opportunity to round it up. So we'll see how it all plays out this evening. Crowd's filing in. It looks like to be a good crowd this evening in Buffalo. But in Buffalo, they always draw great crowds for baseball. Yeah, you can. The weather's beautiful, sunny. It's in the low 70s. However, it is windy up to 25 miles an hour. And so hopefully, if that wind can calm down, we'll see if that's going to happen. Pitching for Charlotte, you've got Jonathan Cannon. He's 1-3 on the year. And so we'll see if he can continue Charlotte's dominance over Buffalo's batters. I mean, the last two games, Charlotte's pitching has taken over these games, and that really was the difference. Their pitching was just outstanding, and just Buffalo's and Mexico getting nothing going. And so hopefully that'll change here today. Our show is being brought to you by Table and White Productions, Music Dreams USA, Radio Worldwide, and Rise Up Family Sports. Against your friend Russell K reporting live from Salem Field. We'll have more of the pregame show as we get ready for game number 4. It's the Charlotte Knights taking on the Buffalo Bisons live at Salem Field here in downtown Buffalo. We'll have some more in just a little bit. Stay with us on Music Dreams USA Radio.